This is KGW News at noon.
This noon, police need your help finding a kidnapped toddler. Hello, everyone. I'm Brenda Braxton. I want you to take a look at your screen. There is an Amber Alert, and it has been issued for 2-year-old Rudy Ozaya. Police say that his father kidnapped him early yesterday morning from Nampa, Idaho. Rodolfo Reyes doesn't have custody of his son. Police believe the two may be in Oregon, possibly here in the Portland metro area. This noon, officers are looking for a gray Lexus with Idaho license plate 2CTJ90. Rudy was last seen wearing a gray hoodie and a diaper. You're asked to call police or the Amber Alert tip line if you have any information. I-5 North between Salem and Albany is back open this noon after a deadly multi-car crash. 7 people died, several more were injured, shutting down that stretch of freeway for hours yesterday afternoon. The crash involved 2 semis and a passenger van. It happened just after 2 p.m. and took almost 5 hours to clear one lane so cars could get through. Here's how one driver described the first emergency responders on scene.
They looked very disturbed, a couple of them. You know, you could see it on their face, emotions over there. I do drive semi, and I've driven for quite a while, and I've seen a lot of fatalities on the road. Think about the people's families, and, you know, it's a sad day for those people.
Oregon State Police say they'll release the likely cause of the crash once they finish their investigation. A parent in the Portland Public School District reached out to KGW about how hot it's been inside the classrooms at her child's school. We're talking about Marysville Elementary. A number of teachers there kept track, snapping photos of the thermostat showing temperatures up to 87 degrees. Well, we followed up with PPS and they told us only 12 of their 81 schools have air conditioning, and Marysville isn't one of them.
I would like to see a whole change with the district. The HVAC system needs to be updated. We need AC and heat in here during the winter and the summer. Our kids shouldn't have to deal with this. And now I'm worried about their health.
We're learning about how to write essays and a lot of things like that, so it makes it hard to focus.
The district says it's been modifying school activities, even moving classes outside in the shade. It'll also keep its ventilation systems running overnight to bring in cooler air. Well, the AC is back on at the Schnitz. The HVAC system went out earlier this week, so it was too hot for the Oregon Symphony to perform. But now the theater has a temporary fix, so tomorrow's concert is back on. The venue says permanent repairs could take up to 8 months. Well, the weather will be cooling down in a couple of days, but Rod, how are things looking right now?
And really, Brenda, already quite a nice cool off from the 90-degree temperatures that we featured in that school story. Here's a look at where we are right now. We had the marine layer that was solid at the beach this morning. We had clouds in downtown Portland, but other parts of the valley have had sun. Anyway, right now, most of the marine cloudiness is gone. Here's Lincoln City from our Chinook Winds Casino Resort camera. Clearly, no clouds over downtown Portland to speak of. It's kind of partly cloudy and mostly sunny. We're at 69 degrees. That's one of the cooler noontime temperatures of recent memory. How about that? So I have the high at 84. You figure we've been warming in these conditions about 15 degrees. So that would get us right there. So we'll see if we make that. 77 at 8 o'clock. I do want to show you a new development. This is our Futurecast movie. This is this evening for your Friday night, 10 o'clock. Thunderstorms expected over the Cascades. But look on the west side of the Cascades. Could there be some boomers make it into parts of eastern Multnomah County, maybe up toward Battleground in Clark County? We'll have to keep an eye to the sky again. That's coming up later this evening. Your complete weekend forecast straight ahead.
Thank you, Rod. This afternoon, investigators will fly drones over a burned out apartment building in southwest Portland. They hope those 3D images will help pinpoint how the fire started. Now, what's left of the place on Southwest 14th and Taylor continues to crumble. The area is fenced off in case it collapses. The Red Cross has set up a shelter on the University of Portland campus for tenants who lost their homes. Many of them don't have much money, and they used to live at the Blanchet House, a nonprofit in Old Town that provides both meals and transitional housing. The executive director says his team is already reaching out.
If we were devastated by a fire like this, we probably have a lot of friends and family that we could rely on, a place to stay that we know that would be safe. And we'd have people at the ready to, give us clothing and money and anything that we need. Well, a lot of people, I bet living in this apartment building don't really have that in their community. And so they rely on us and the generosity of strangers, really, here in the Portland area, who are moved by this event and are going to step forward and help out.
If you'd like to help, there are several GoFundMe campaigns. We have links for you at kgw.com. Rooftop solar panels are blamed for starting this house fire in Southeast Portland yesterday. This happened in the 3800 block of 62nd Avenue in the Foster Powell neighborhood. Crews were able to stop the fire from spreading into the attic, and no one got hurt. After disconnecting the panels, firefighters covered them with tarps to prevent them from producing more electricity and potentially reigniting. Now to a traffic alert involving the Morrison Bridge tonight. Starting at 10 o'clock, one eastbound and one westbound lane will close. The ramp from I-5 will also close. Crews will be repairing the bridge joints and working on the deck. This is part of the Morrison Bridge paint project that began last year. Both lanes and the ramp will remain closed through the weekend, reopening Monday morning at 5. Well, one of downtown Portland's oldest food cart pods is getting a makeover. The new name will be the Midtown Beer Garden. It's at 5th and Harvey Milk. Plans include a bar, seating for 300 people, a stage for events and music, and still plenty of food carts. A company called Expensify is behind the changes. Right now, all the carts are in storage during the renovations. Unfortunately, they've been vandalized over the year. This is also the same pod where a food cart propane tank exploded last summer. The Midtown Beer Garden could open as soon as July.